News. 24 hours. News, Mississippi.
I'm Courtney Carter, and this is the Weekly Rundown. So there's been a ton happening in the Capitol this week, but one of the things that's had you talking the most is the Internet Sales Tax Bill. Now, this is House Bill 480. And what you're saying is Republicans shouldn't be voting for this, that it's not Republican to raise taxes or to impose more taxes. And what some of you are saying is, where's this money going to come from that we need to fix roads, bridges, education, you name it? And so it's been kind of split from you on how you feel about the Internet Sales Tax Bill. Now, here's what we're hearing from the Capitol. Representatives like Joel Baumgar are saying that there shouldn't be more money coming out of your pockets, that this isn't something that we should be pushing. Now, others are saying that we need the money, it's got to come from somewhere, and internet sales tax is one of those ways to get it. But here's the thing. The Supreme Court ruled in 1992 that a state couldn't collect sales tax from a retailer that didn't have a brick and mortar establishment within the state. Therefore, since, let's say, Amazon does not have something here, we could not collect sales tax from Amazon. However, Amazon is doing it voluntarily. They're saying, here you go, guys, go ahead. But if they weren't doing that, we wouldn't be able to say, hey, Amazon, you have to do this. We couldn't pass a law or anything on that. Now, what this means is, if this bill were to be passed, just like it was in Alabama last year, it could be tied up in the courts because of that Supreme Court ruling. Now, Attorney General Jim Hood did write a letter to the Supreme Court last year asking them to overturn this decision, but it hasn't yet been taken up, and in fact, other requests have been ignored or denied. And so we're going to keep following this bill for you to see where it leads. Now, another thing that has been stirring up some controversy at the Capitol is school consolidation. Now, with a Senate bill that has recently passed the Senate, it's going over to the House. What could happen here is that the Houston and Chickasaw County school districts could be merged, and then in South Mississippi, the Richton and Perry County school districts could be merged. Now, this would be administrative only, meaning it would be the offices. The schools wouldn't really be all that affected yet. See, what could happen is these school districts could merge, and then from a local level, they could decide it would be more efficient for these schools to shut down, to move to one location or the other, to close off some of the facilities, what have you. This could create some transportation issues. This could create some funding issues down the road, but it's a little early to speculate since this bill hasn't become law yet. But Senator Gray Tollison said that the issue here, what they're trying to do here is save money. They're not trying to shut down schools. They're just trying to administratively find ways to save a little cash. Now, the issues that have been taken up, for example, in the Houston and Chickasaw County situation, there's another school district there in play, Okolona School District, which is a failing school district with financial issues. Why wasn't it part of a consolidation? Well, Senator Gray Tollison says that is because it is a failing school district with financial issues, and it would be more of a burden to the other schools to lump it in with their situation. So again, we're going to continue to follow that bill for you and see where that lays out. Now, speaking of consolidation, this isn't so much a consolidation thing as it is kind of shifting some powers around state workers. Right now, they enjoy some of the benefits of the State Personnel Board. Well, with a bill that is being heavily debated, that may not be the case anymore. You see, they want to shift some of that power from the State Personnel Board over to the agency directors. Now, some are saying that this would allow for the agency directors to have a little bit more freedom to do what they need to do without having to jump through red tape and jump through hoops to get done what needs to be done. But some are saying that this would also give too much power to those directors, and that that some of the workers wouldn't have the protections that they enjoy now. Also, what this bill does is it requires that the legislature have a monthly update of pay raises, job changes, that kind of thing, so that they can keep track on how state tax dollars are spent within these agencies. Now, again, there's a lot of opposition, but there's also a lot of support for this move. There were a couple of amendments. One, that the Mississippi Highway Patrol officers, Mississippi Wildlife, Fisheries, and Parks officers, and the Department of Mental Health would stay under the board. That way that these people would still continue to have those protections from the State Personnel Board. That amendment did pass, and so News Mississippi will continue to follow that one as well. Now, another one that's kind of had you riled up on Facebook, you've been talking to us about this one, the fact that kids are no longer taught cursive in school. This has really had you fired up, specifically because it's one of those things that you have to have a signature. Reading in cursive is huge because you have your state constitution and the Declaration of Independence that kids aren't able to read right now, and that's because they're not being taught cursive in school. So there's a Senate bill to make it law to have cursive brought back into the classroom, and you've been in full support of that law. You've been saying how ridiculous it is that kids don't know how to read and write in cursive, and you can find more information about that bill on our website at newsms.fm. Another thing you can find on our website, things to do this weekend. If you're looking to redo your home, or maybe you want to get involved in a little Mississippi history, there's a couple events that you need to check out there. And of course, it is Super Bowl weekend. Now, whether you're a Patriots fan or you're a Falcons fan, there are some Mississippians playing in the big game that you could be showing your support for. And again, you can find all that information online at newsms.fm or on our app, the News Mississippi app, available for you for Android or iOS. For News Mississippi, I'm Courtney Carter, and this is the Weekly Rundown.